Welcome back to our journey through Suzhou Gardens. After exploring the grandmasters, we now move on to 3 refined specialists. We'll lose ourselves in the stone labyrinth of the Lion Forest Garden, breathe in the ancient poetic air of the Canglang Pavilion, and witness the spatial wizardry of the Master of Nets Garden. 1, 2, 3. But stick around until the very end for a stinger. A secret spot where the garden's quiet invites you to pick up a brush. 这是茉莉花吗？
对。
我看一下，这个茉莉花的花期是到什么时候啊？
马上没有，最多1个礼拜。
啊，最多1个礼拜。好，等一下。
带上啊。
啊，你帮我带上。You probably know the glass pyramid at the Louvre in Paris is designed by a Chinese-American architect, Pei. Well, he used to play hide and seek in the Lion Forest Garden. This hall with celestial figures on top is the family shrine of the Peis. They thrived in Suzhou for 6 centuries. Pei's great-uncle Bei Rensheng was the last private owner of this garden. As a paint magnate, he brought in stained glass from the West. But digging into the origin, this was once a typical Zen garden. If you look around, many architectures still carry names from Buddhist stories. In classical Suzhou gardens, rockery is a fundamental building block.
你就说这是玉，你谁能说这是石头？你看这个被人摸的。
Pei once talked about how the Asian rockery artists would spot the possibilities in a stone, carve it, and then let years of water flow at the final touch. You can admire this artistry in other gardens, but this garden offers a unique experience. To get lost in a massive stone labyrinth. When I visited here in summer just before closing, I didn't take the labyrinth seriously. I thought, oh, this is just a concept, some sort of artistic layout to decorate the garden. I'd probably give it like 10 minutes, but then every time I think I'm about to reach the exit, I just end up going either to the upper floor or another cave. What's this? Looks like, I don't know, a secret book for Kung Fu. Now, 2 months later, I'm here again. You know, it's totally normal to get addicted to this place. In the Qing dynasty, the Emperor Qianlong visited here 5 times. Once, he had so much fun that he wrote on this plaque, "True Delight." Next to this golden pavilion, we see a stone boat, clearly reflecting Western influences, very different from typical Chinese boat structures. Then there's another cool pavilion hidden in the west corner. This pavilion is called Listen to the Waves. Here they have built the cascade, and it goes all the way down to the central lake. Alright, now let's play a game. Pei also designed the Suzhou Museum, so let's see if we can spot his inspirations in this garden. Congratulations to us! Now we move on to a different garden. Rockery, water, plant architecture, everything takes space. But what if all we've got is very limited space? You can find the answer in the next garden. This is the Master of Nets Garden, a fisherman's retreat back in the Song Dynasty. Its founder is a huge book lover. He built this hall of 10,000 volumes right beside the garden. Later owners added more residences over time. The entire compound covers just 0.6 hectares. That's even smaller than a standard football field. Yet, within this tiny footprint, there's a whole world to explore. A world revolving around the rosy cloud pond. Technically, this pond is almost a square, but you never get that rigid feeling. They've softened every single edge and layered all the buildings around it. Then, shoo, the shape just disappears. This is the Quietude Bridge, so tiny that you can cross it in 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. From across the pond, the bridge perfectly hides the end of the water, making it feel vast and endless. But in reality, you can see the water actually ends there. The designer packed fascinating details to bring the whole scene to life. Next to the bridge arch, we see the name of the stream, Panjian. This is a poetic quote from the ancient Book of Songs. And then, here's even a sluice gate waiting for the tide. Now look at this little hill, it's the Cloudy Mountain. Such a cute miniature peak, isn't it? Let's take this path and see what's up there. Okay, a panoramic view, that's no surprise. But have you seen anything like this? Anyone's visited the Metropolitan Museum in New York? You may have seen a replica of this next courtyard there. It's got smaller rockeries, half a pavilion. At the corner of this courtyard, you can find a tiny spring. Peony Study was once home to the famous painter brothers Zhang Daqian and Zhang Shanzi. Zhang Shanzi was so obsessed with painting tigers that he actually kept one here. Unfortunately, that tiger passed away during wartime. It was buried right here. 40 years later, Zhang Daqian wrote this epitaph for it. To pull ourselves out of grief, we shall move on to the next garden. This is the oldest surviving garden in Suzhou, Canglang Pavilion. Looking at this view, you'd think we're already inside, right? But not quite. Most gardens hide behind walls, but this one is different. Water shapes its boundary, and this bridge is your invitation to step into its poetic world. Ladies and gentlemen, Breeze and Moon for sale, 40K. 40K only. Huh? This is the story of the poet official Su Shenqin. He was caught up in office politics at the imperial court and got fired. On his trip to Suzhou, he bought this rundown place for only 40,000 won. Why here? It was the river we just saw. It reminded him of an ancient poem about the Canglang River. When the waters in Canglang are clear, I wash the tassels of my hat. When they're muddy, I wash my feet. So by naming this place Canglang Pavilion, he was saying, I'm done with that muddy politics. The original pavilion is long gone. This one was rebuilt by a governor in the Qing dynasty. The couplet here is a mix of 2 different poems. Now here's the interesting part. The original first poem says, the refreshing breeze and the bright moon are priceless. What a pity they were sold for 40,000. To us today, it sounds like, hey dude, you got a real bargain. But no. This was actually a metaphorical sign that the court couldn't see Su's worth. Alright guys, let me show you the ancestor of all corridors in Suzhou Gardens. It's lined with 108 uniquely carved windows. Walking here is like moving through living paintings that change with seasons. At the end of the corridor of Four Seasons windows, here's my favorite hall in this garden. It gets vivid color not from stained glass, but by borrowing green shade from the bamboo outside. It has a beautiful name, Exquisite Jadeite. To commit to the theme, even the couplet here is written on bamboo poles. It says, "The wind passing through bamboo sounds like flute. The flowing water acts as qing." Then another interesting piece is the Pure Fragrance House. Look at these chairs. They are so special and feels completely rooted in nature. Time for the stinger. If you really want a serene place, the mountain villa with embracing beauty is for you. This mountain here is considered one of the best examples of surviving rockery art. You can't really walk inside it, but it's beautiful just to look at. And it's an ideal place to sit and paint.